What is your favorite Dead video game franchise? Command and Conquer. Red Alert. Dungeon Keeper. It is Payday. I would like to see a Dino Crisis reboot on current-gen consoles. Also, maybe an unpopular opinion, but Sokum. I love the stealth aspect of that game. Albeit your SEAL Team's AI was pretty bad, but current-gen consoles I would think the AI would be significantly better. Road Rash. The spiritual successor Road Redemption is a lot of fun. Burnout. I'm surprised I haven't seen it here yet. Genuinely the best car crashing game series ever made. Groundbreaking in so many ways. Then Criterion was acquired and essentially beaten to death by EA until the original members defected and founded their own studio again. Looking forward to their follow-up to Burnout Paradise, they had so many ambitions for that game before EA put them on ice. Monkey Island. Telltale brought it back and made a great 5-part series. They set up so much. That will never happen now. Agree 100%, what a series. And I'd also throw in the other Scum-based games too: Full Throttle, The Dig, Day of the Tentacle, etc. Sly Cooper. We need a proper 5th game to undo the misery that was Thieves in Time. Came to say this. Sly 2 remains one of my favorite games of all time, though I thoroughly enjoyed all 4 games in the series. And please God, should Sly 5 see the light of day, bring back Dimitri. This is making me realize how much I miss animated stylized AAA platformers. The current gen has become so inundated with gritty realism, or whatever. We need more lighthearted platformers. Legacy of Kain. Soul Reaver, what a game. Given the choice, whether to rule a corrupt and failing empire, or to challenge the fates for another throw, a better throw against one's destiny, what was a king to do? But does one even truly have a choice? One can only match, move by move, the machinations of fate, and thus defy the Tyrannus stars. It is iconic. Black and White. RIP. We've got this notion that we'd quite like to sail the ocean, so we're building a big boat to leave here for good. But we simply can't leave until we've got more wood. What a game the first one was. Earthbound is pretty good. Mother 3 can direct my soul, and I'd live to get an official American release, but I don't think that will happen without the story being changed significantly. Why would the story have to be changed? Heroes of Might and Magic. It is an ancient game. Turn-based, like a game of chess. A near-infinite amount of replayability. One can get it on GOG Galaxy. www.gog.com imho. It peaked at HOM 3. HOM 3 is what my username is about. RHEROES 3. I love how active that subreddit is for a 20-year-old game. It's one of my favorites here. Silent Hill or Dead Space. Especially when you hear what the plan was going to be for Dead Space 4. A return to proper survival horror with you playing an Isaac traveling from world to world, trying to stay alive in a galaxy with the Brethren moons awake. This post is bumming me out now. Dead Space 3 didn't make enough money. EA should have let Steam sell it. I had to buy a hard copy and it didn't work right, so I just ended up pirating it. Nothing good lasts forever. Be happy that we got not 1 but 2 amazing Dead Space games. That are personally at the top of my scariest things list and most fun games of all times list. It's like playing Resident Evil as Iron Man. Mercenaries. If you have the chance to play Mercenaries 2, do it. It's absolutely favorite game of all time. They were working on a 3rd, but it got cancelled and the studio folded. Edit. Damn. Thanks for gold in the upvotes. Glad I'm not alone when it comes to such a great game. Also, the first one deserves praise. Go play both. If you can. The wrong pandemic ended. Dude, I was so stoked when I saw the footage from Mercenaries 3 development. Then found out it was cancelled. One of my favorite details from the games is that each character can understand a second language, so depending on who you're playing as you get English subtitles when the faction leaders think they're talking amongst themselves. Matches understands the Russians, Jacobs knows Korean, and Mui speaks Chinese. Max Payne. Came here to say this. Every Max Payne game is in my top 10 best games of all time. I agree that 3 had a totally different atmosphere, but it also had the most satisfying gunplay of any game I've played in my whole life. It's a shame Rockstar didn't carry over the highly polished shooting mechanics into GTA or RDR. Health sound in the game does so much. I bring up Max Payne 3 whenever possible. I periodically look for Max Payne news because that gunplay was incredible. I have no idea how this game doesn't get remastered or added to PS Now or something. Crimson Skies. There are no two words that are cooler placed together than Sky Pirate. Those planes should have been added to Flight Simulator 2020. F-Zero. I heard that Nintendo don't think there's any room for the series to grow, which I disagree with. If Mario Kart can grow, so can F-Zero. They could add the upgrade system from Episode 1 Pod Racer. I also think there's plenty of ways to tell a story in that world. I didn't ask to cry today. Roller Coaster Tycoon. Nothing after 3 is canon. I've been corrected many times about the spelling of canon. I'm not changing it because I don't want to. Try Planet Coaster. Same team as RCT3. It seemed to be a better roller coaster creation game, but a worse park management game than RCT. Parkitect is the one you want for the more management side, very much a spiritual successor to RCT 1 and 2, less so 3. SimCity. It's sad that SimCity 4 is still the best one to this day, and there won't be another since Maxis is dead. Pretty sure Cities. Skylines is the canon SimCity 5. SSX. Tricky was one of my favorite games to play. It's tricky, so many dope memories playing SSX as a kid. I haven't had the chance to call my mama in the room and show her great I am in a long time. SSX 3 and On Tour are my most played PS2 games. The replay value of those games is infinite. When I go to my parents' house, I try to make it a point to play some SSX 3 for old time's sake. Still provides a lot of entertainment. SSX 3 does not feel dated at all, popped it in a few weeks ago, and I had such a blast with it. Edit. I have been informed that there is a community-driven adaptation of Mid-Air, a spiritual successor to the combat which I love so much in Tribes. Check it out here. You can look in the replies for more info, but it looks promising to me. The Tribes series. The only one I played much of was the last title, Tribes Ascend, but it was fantastic. It was essentially the go-to momentum shooter. I think that's what the genre was called. And I would still be so into shooters if games like Tribes had taken off alongside hero shooters like Overwatch, Paladins and the like. The game's principal mechanic is that your character has a light jetpack and the ability to make frictionless contact with the ground, letting you build up insane speed across the map. Movement and planning your attack actually becomes a major skill. It's perfect for showcasing huge maps and hilly terrain, and it basically turns shooters into a completely different experience. Jak and Daxter. Fun fact, the Last of Us team at Naughty Dog was originally going to be making a Jak and Daxter sequel, but switched. I hope to see another Jak and Daxter game someday. Is Splinter Cell dead? There hasn't been a Splinter Cell game in what, 5 years? But hey, they just put Sam Fisher in R6 Siege. It's definitely been a long time. No new Splinter Cell was ever released on Xbox One or PS4, so an entire generation without him now. Miss that iconic wee sound when you turn on your night vision goggles which the enemy could not see for reasons. 3 glowing green dots? Nothing to see here. Twisted Metal. Saw someone that had idea for a Twisted Metal Battle Royale game. It would be the only such game worth playing. Edit, yes, it's already a Battle Royale. He meant upping the scale to match modern games like Fortnite. Wasn't that already what Twisted Metal was? I think he meant more along the lines of Fortnite. 100-player FA. So yeah, just the game, but bigger. It's called Crossout, and it's not very popular. It's free.